This is the Shock Absorber Netball Academy at intersport.com. In this guide we're going to look at the basic shot technique. Every time your team moves the ball down the court, your aim is to get the ball to the shooters, to give them an opportunity to shoot and score. There are only 2 players on each team that are allowed to score goals, the goal shooter and the goal attack, and the shooting player has to be standing inside the circle when they shoot. Great shooters use a range of techniques to make sure they are comfortable shooting in a variety of game situations and from a range of positions within inside the circle. It doesn't matter how good your team is at getting the ball to your shooters, if they don't score, then you won't win. So for anyone that plays goal shooter or goal attack, you can see that developing a reliable and consistent shooting action is vital. To become a great shooter requires good technique and lots of practice. In this guide we're going to look at the key points of shooting technique. Developing a sound basic technique is important for every other shooting method and technique you'll learn, from the back step shot to the jump shot. So let's look at shooting. The sequence of passes before you receive the ball may be fast and furious, but remember that you don't have to shoot immediately. Always take a moment to compose yourself before you make the shot. And remember, just because you're in the circle, it doesn't mean you should automatically shoot. It's worth knowing where your supporting centre court players and shooting partner is. They may be in a better position to score. Always try to receive the ball in a position where you're comfortable shooting from the goal. It's important to remember this as you move around the shooting circle. You should try to land facing the post or use your pivot to make sure you are stood with your body facing towards the goal, with your knees slightly bent and your feet shoulder width apart. Once you have good balance, you are ready to shoot. To set up to take a shot, hold the ball above your head and rest it on the pads of your fingers of your preferred shooting hand with your wrist under the ball. Place your free hand on the near side of the ball to give you extra stability and control. Before you shoot, concentrate on exactly where you want the ball to go into the net. The ball should loop up, higher than the ring, and drop into the net without touching the ring, rather than just make it over the edge. One way to practice this is to visualize a small cone on top of the net and try to hit the top of the cone and squash it as the ball falls through the net. Having this focus point above the ring will also help you concentrate on the shot and block out any distractions. The shooting action is a movement that combines your arms and legs in one complete motion. Let your wrist drop back slightly, push up from your ankles, then release the ball upwards and forwards, pushing with your fingers at the same time and end with a flick of the wrist. Aim to release the ball at the highest point, following through with your fingers to ensure the ball flies up high enough to hit through the top of your imaginary cone before falling through the net. Your hand should follow through the shot and finish as if you're reaching to touch the top of a high wardrobe or shelf. In a game situation, you'll always need to be ready to compete for a rebound as well. When you've released the shot, be alert and ready to catch the rebound if your shot comes back off the ring or a defender manages to block it. If you have quick reactions and manage to get the ball again, then you've secured yourself a second chance to score. So that's the basic shot technique, but let's recap on the key points you'll need to remember. Always take a moment to compose yourself before you make the shot, and try to receive the ball in a position where you are a comfortable shooting distance from the goal. Land facing the post or use your pivot to make sure you are stood with your body facing towards the goal, with your knees slightly bent and your feet apart. Hold the ball above your head and rest it on the palm and fingertips of your preferred shooting hand, and place your free hand on the near side of the ball. Before you shoot, concentrate on exactly where you want the ball to go into the net, and visualize the tip of a cone above the ring. Let your wrist drop back slightly, then release the ball forwards using a flick of the wrist and pushing with your fingers at the same time. And as you do, push up from your ankles and aim to release the ball at the highest point and follow through with your fingers. Finally, be ready to compete for a rebound. If you have quick reactions and manage to get the ball again, then you've secured yourself a second chance to score. So now that you've mastered the basic shooting technique, why not try some of the practice drills available in this series of videos? And be sure to check out all the other useful video guides and netball tips at intersport.com. Intersport.com, the home of world-class sports coaching online.